If you have a little money to invest, but you're not that comfortable with it, I've got 5 ways to invest $250 a month that are, no question, the best places to invest right now. Welcome to Modern Frugality. My name is Jen. I'm a personal finance writer and expert, helping you to spend less than you make so you can invest the rest. If you're a subscriber, thanks for watching, and hit that thumbs up button if this is something you want to see more of. If you're not a subscriber, stop waiting, hit that red button in the bottom right-hand corner, and also give me a thumbs up if you want to see more, because you're going to definitely get more spending smarter and saving money videos, but I want to know if you want more investing videos. This video is for people who have money to invest. You don't need a lot of money to invest, but you do need some. So if you're still living paycheck to paycheck, then go watch some of my other videos that help you spend less than what you make, and then head back to this video once you have about $100 gap between what you're bringing in and what you're spending every month. When you start to have extra money, you have to have a plan for it. Frugality is all about being a really good steward of your resources, and with money, that is to invest the gap between what you're spending and what you're making. Because remember that guy in the Bible who got that coin and he was too afraid to invest anywhere, so he buried it, and then the master came back. He was like, "What is this dirty coin? Give it to your other friends who actually invested it because you were too scared to." He got the boot, and I don't want that for you. It doesn't matter how little you have, you need to know what to do with it, how to invest it wisely. And just because you're frugal doesn't mean investing is stockpiling sale toilet paper from Costco. When my grandmother died, she didn't leave me an inheritance of money. She left me 6 months' supply of toilet paper. So here are the 5 best places that you can invest around $250 a month with. $250 a month is $3,000 a year. And to some people, that's going to sound like a lot. To others, it's not going to sound like that much, but you can do a lot with $3,000 every year. So put down the mouse, step away from Amazon, and I'm going to tell you 5 places where you can really put your money to get the best adrenaline rush. The first place to invest your money is open a Roth IRA. Why? Because you have complete control over it. And if you're not familiar with investing, that could sound scary. But in a second, it's not going to sound scary. It's going to sound really empowering because you get to decide where you open it and what it's invested in and how much you put towards it. And that gives you a lot of power and confidence for investing in other things as well. Second, it's like an Uber savings account because contributions can be withdrawn penalty-free at any time. So say you contribute $200 and that grows to $250, that $200 can be taken out at any time before $59.50 with no penalties. It's just that $50, that growth that you have to keep through to retirement. So how do you open a Roth IRA? There are a lot of great options, and I am not an investment professional, so I can't with confidence tell you what to invest in. But I really love Vanguard, Fidelity, and Schwab as brokers for opening your Roth IRA through. And you can really confidently invest in just a simple target date fund that's going to auto reallocate as you get closer to retirement, so you don't have to worry about it. The fees are relatively low with index fund target date funds. And even if it's not the lowest fee option, it's still something to get you in, to get you started. And then you can refine your investment portfolio as you go forward. But you don't need to worry about doing it perfectly right up front. You just need to get started. Now, there are some income limitations for a Roth IRA, but most of my viewers are going to be under those limitations, so I wouldn't worry about it. Also, Another reason that makes a Roth IRA really great is that contributions are after tax. So what that means is that you pay your income tax on the front end, and then anything you contribute into a Roth IRA grows tax-free. So when you take it out down the road, you won't have to pay any taxes on it. So say you're in retirement and you need a roof repair, then you can take that money out of your Roth IRA and you're not going to be slammed with a major tax burden come tax time for that year. So it's a really great fund to save for retirement for those large lump expenses. And this is especially great if your income is low right now, but you anticipate that it could be higher in retirement because you're paying income tax. So if you are in a 12 or 22% tax bracket right now, but you expect to be in maybe a 25% tax bracket in retirement, then you're paying less tax right now on your contributions. Versus alternatively, if you're having a year where you're making a lot of income and maybe you're in that higher tax bracket, but that's abnormal, that's not going to happen every year, maybe you want to skip the Roth IRA contributions this year and opt for our next option. Number 2 is your good old 401k or comparable employer-sponsored program. Now, most people will say the 401k first because of that match. And while I do love free money, I say it second because you're not in control of who your employer chooses to open your 401k plan with. Sometimes you get really lucky and your 401k is with Fidelity. They have so many great index funds. But sometimes you get unlucky and it's with an actively managed firm that has 5% fees and really bad mutual fund options. You just can't control it. So examine your employer's plan, see what the fees are, and then figure out if you want to do your IRA first and then your 401k or flip-flop them. Either way, it's a good idea to get the employee match. So back to what I was saying, if you're in a high income year right now, the 401k is a great way to lower your tax liability in the present. So anything you contribute to your 401k is pre-tax. That means you don't pay income tax on it. But later on down the road, when you're withdrawing it in retirement, you're going to pay income tax on anything you withdraw, like you were making it at your job. So using your 401k regularly throughout retirement is a great strategy, and then using that Roth IRA for bigger expenses that are maybe one time is a really good way to use both. Neither is better than the other. Having both is a really good idea. The third way you can invest $250 a month is probably my favorite, and it is to pay off debt. A lot of people are sitting around with graduate school loans, credit cards, personal loans that have upwards of 6, 7, 8%, sometimes 25% interest. And you are just never going to make 20% in the stock market. Over the past century, the stock market has historically returned 10% over the past century, and that's including the Great Depression, the Great Recession, all of that. So if you have any debt that's over 10%, you're losing money by investing. And sure, there are some math whizzes that could probably prove me wrong on that, but you're also losing the mental capacity to learn about investing. I know when I had $78,000 of debt, there was nothing else on my mind. Everything was the burden of debt, the grief, the guilt, the shame for being in debt. You don't need that. You can get that out of your life and not only save money, but then have the mental capacity to learn about investing. Paying off debt is an investment in your future. And if you still have debt and it is weighing you down, it's way more important to lift that burden off of your brain than it is to make a little extra in the stock market. If you're on the road to paying off your debt and you're making that match in your 401k, but you still don't have an emergency fund, you are missing the point. So number 4 is a high yield savings account. You need to have an emergency fund. If this year has taught us anything, it's that even the most secure jobs aren't promised. And inflation is historically 3% year over year. So if you're keeping your emergency fund in a regular savings account with 0.1% interest, you're losing money. So you need to find a high yield savings account with hopefully 2.5%, so that you can just maintain your cost of living. Also, understand that your emergency fund needs will change over time. If you have a 3-month emergency fund right now that's in a 2% savings account, then in 10 years, you have some kids, you have a bigger house, that's not going to be the same amount you need for a 3-month emergency fund. At that point, you probably need 6 months. So your emergency fund is something you need to pay attention to. Once you've met your emergency fund goal, you should still try and contribute 1 to 2% of your income, just so that it can maintain keeping up with inflation and keeping up with your changing life. The 5th way to invest $250 a month is in yourself. If you spend $3,000 this year on a certification, a coaching program, business consulting, something like that, how much could that make you in the future by getting a new job that pays more, or getting a raise or a promotion, or starting a business that can make you way more than you make at your dead-end job? Sometimes it's not about investing in the stock market or options or dividends or whatever. Sometimes you need to invest in yourself to see the greatest return on investment. Look at it this way. If investing $3,000 in your life costs $3,000 this year, but can make you back $3,000 over the course of 3 years, then not only are you making an extra grand a year for those next 3 years, you're also making an extra grand for all those years after it. And so it just compounds on itself. And that is way more than a 10% increase. And as much as I love index funds, I don't think you're ever going to find one that makes you $1,000 a year based on $1,000 investment. So those are my 5 surefire ways to be confident and feel safe investing $250 a month. You don't need to think about single stocks and weird stuff that's going to make you rich. When you're getting started, you need to start in your tax-advantaged retirement accounts and getting your own financial house in order. And yeah, maybe you miss out on a Tesla or an Amazon, but it's far more likely that you're going to make a bad investment because you don't know what you're doing than you're going to luck out on another Amazon. So if you like this video, then please subscribe and let me know what you want more of in the comments or by hitting the thumbs up, and definitely hit that little button in the right corner and subscribe to get more.